teams with the biggest fan zone in the world. Chelsea versus Manchester United. They're about to start their match. And it has been a lot of talking between the fans, Manchester fans and Chelsea fans. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
There are two chances, just as you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball and you could have scored. At least you could have given, even if you didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you were always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
Being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 13 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
Yeah. Okay. Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I just go to my this account to say Chelsea has so many substitutes. Bench win matches. We're not talking about the starting 11. Now we have two starting 11. Anybody can play now. It's all about two. Let my two and three come back. Anybody can. Anybody will collect from Chelsea. Anybody will collect. This season may be awful, but I'm telling you.
Next season. is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Benin. Don't forget to subscribe. Alpha. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. This is a strong Man U fan. Cheetah, run fast enough for the eagle to catch today, but hey, you just have 90 minutes to make that difference. Yeah. And you remember Group C encounter already. Lesotho is still leading, still top of the table with his 5 points, where Rwanda, Benin, and South Africa having 4 points. Nigeria sitting fifth with 3 points, when Zimbabwe is sixth with just 2 points. Yeah, if Nigeria can get a victory today, they'll be sure going top of Group C. But hey, victory is not all
for now.
For now. Tomorrow is another encounter. Tomorrow we'll be seeing Lesotho against Rwanda, then South Africa against Zimbabwe tomorrow. But whoever wins that can equally go top of the table. But for today, if Super Eagles get a victory against Benin, they'll be going top of the table. There's still hope for Nigeria. For those Nigerians who look hopeless, hey, hope has come to you from Premier Sports Fan Center. Well, I'm not alone to talk about all the happenings in this encounter today, the big one. Though it's played in Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire, not in Benin, because hey, their stadium is not the quality is not
FIFA license.
It's not FIFA standard. Yeah, so that's why they have to take it to Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire. But you know, anywhere you go, if you didn't say Nigeria, run away from there. And I'm very sure the Nigerian fans will be up in the stadium there to give the Super Eagles all the support they need. I'm in the studio from my far left. Shegu, how did you do today?
Well, good afternoon, Solomon. Good afternoon, mates, and good afternoon to all football lovers across Africa. Well, we've seen the Super Eagles in the World Cup qualifier this year. That's for the 2026 World Cup qualifier. It has really been a disappointing first 3 games for the Super Eagles. Even this game against Benin Republic, 22 minutes into this game, is still 0-0. So I'll look at it and say it's another disappointing start to another game for the Super Eagles. But let's see the way they grow into this game. This stadium, that is the Felix Stadium in Ivory Coast, should be a familiar ground for the Super Eagles, because they played at this stadium during the AFCON, and I think they got some sizable numbers of victories. So this shouldn't be a new tough for them to play against the Beninois. And I don't really expect the Beninois to really be a team that will be a hard nut for the Super Eagles to crack. But we've seen them, you know, against Lesotho, who are even lowly rated. And we saw what happened at Uyo. We saw what happened against Zimbabwe. And we've seen what happened against, what's it called, South Africa. So you can't really predict the Super Eagles and say that, oh, the Super Eagles can get a victory. But let's just hope it's not going to be another game that went in a draw. Coming into this game, 20 minutes into this fixtures, I think they've tried to, you know, control the tempo of the game, which I think is really good for them. It's about the goals. The goals needs to start coming in this first half. If they're not getting a goal in this first half against Benin Republic, it's really going to be a big problem for them in the second half. Today, there's no actual starting for the Super Eagles. It's Terry Murphy starting up front. Had a fantastic season with Nice, or with Nice, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Nice in France. Had a fantastic season with them, and it's been long coming. Well, we've been asking, when is Terry Murphy going to start for the Super Eagles? He has always played in the shadow of Victor Osimhen, but today he's starting after we saw what he did when he came on for what's it called, Polo Noachu against South Africa. So I just hope he's going to take this rare opportunity with both ends against Benin Republic. He's a fantastic striker, so let's see what he brings to the table. But the Super Eagles need 3 points in this game. They need to win the last 7 games, and this is where it starts. So let's see if they will get a victory today.
All right, let's see if they'll get a victory today. And also in the studio, I'm having Yama with me today. Yama, how do you do?
Yeah, fine. Another day, World Cup qualifier, Super Eagles on the menu. And whenever we talk about Super Eagles, for some time it has been a book of lamentation. And when we lament, and they still do what they feel like doing, because I still think that Super Eagles lack character. They lack serious character, because see, when you have intention, when you have that will, that self-will, that this game we are going all in for it. Okay, I saw the Super Eagles early 2000s, late 90s. The attitude of these ones are not the same. So I want to see character. I want to see attitude. I want to see every single player that wants to give their all on the field of play for the Super Eagles, donning the green and white jersey. But so far, so good. 20-something minutes. They've been the better side, but not clinical. What shall it profit them when they have all the possession without having conversion ratio? So I just hope that they can actually convert, because they are playing a general that he knows how to arrange his team technically.
Defensively.
They can just get one goal and defend the rest. So having all this possession is not a sign that not anything will happen. You have to be very, very, very efficient in the important stages of the game. When you get your chances, convert them. It's very important. But I just hope that this Super Eagles won't be the one we will lament at the end of the day.
Yeah, we hope the Super Eagles is not the one we're going to lament at the end of the day. Yeah, this is Premier Sport Fan Center, and remember, it's our own channel, including you. You can be part of this show. You can be part of this show by sending in your comments and also send your prediction. You stand a chance of winning 5,000 naira from this encounter if you get your prediction right wherever you are. Also, let us know your location. Just send it live to this our channel, through our YouTube channel, and we'll be here to read it out. And if you get your prediction right, you stand a chance of winning 5,000 naira. If you have not subscribed to Premier Sports Fan Center, do well to subscribe, and you will have a chance of winning from Premier Sports Fan Center. So, what is the expectation in this match? We've seen the first match. We've seen a lot of time have gone in the first half, and we have not seen any spectacular moments.
Yeah, this game is reminding me of that game against Lesotho at Uyo. This was how it started. You know, you see the Super Eagles giving a lot of vibe. You think they're going to get a victory, but unfortunately they considered a goal against Lesotho. I just hope they're not going to consider a goal against Benin.
Against South Africa.
Even against South Africa, yeah, they control that game to a point, to a respectable point, and consider they go against South Africa against the run of play. So the expectation is that they won't consider a goal today. I expect that they must have learned their lesson in that game against South Africa. Coming into this one against Benin, this is our neighbor. Though you look at the number of games they've played against Benin, I think it's about 12 Super Eagles have won against them. They've drawn 2 and they've lost 1 to Benin. So it shouldn't be a big problem to them. But this is African football where you can't underrate some of the minors. They can come out against the big boys and get a victory. But I think the biggest problem with the Super Eagles or African football these days is that you look at it that they've not grown into the.
Chukwueze in the box who finds his teammate in the and he cuts and he shoots and it's a goal!
That is Tyron Murphy.
Tyron Murphy. No, it's not Tyron Murphy. I think
it's not Onyedika.
That's Onyedika.
Yeah, that's Onyedika with the first goal.
No, that's a good attempt.
Yeah,
got
good
the ball
attempt
from
went into the back of the net. Good goal for the Super Eagles. And this is what you expect from them. It's belong with seeing a player of a Super Eagles player that that takes shot from outside the box. Good build-up play there. Look at Alex Iwobi, if I'm not mistaken, Chukwueze getting involved in that play. And look at that shot. Fantastic shot from that young man to give out the Super Eagles. That's the way to go, yeah. That's the way to go. And this is one thing about Samuel Chukwueze. When he's in the mood, when he wants to play for the Super Eagles, you expect a fantastic play from him. Good goal being taken there by Raphael Yedika there. Good goal. It has been long while we've been asking for him to start for the Super Eagles. Even at the the AFCON, lot of fans who have seen him play for club football has always wanted him to start for the Super Eagles, and he has just done it, giving them the first goal. Let's just hope it's first of many goals in this game against Benin.
So 1-0 is Super Eagles leading at that Abidjan, that stadium in Ivory Coast, and it's Raphael Oyedika at the 28th minute of that encounter. And I don't know, the Super Eagles has been a bit flexible. You can't really say never. I don't know if the gaffer has another point of view.
Yeah, been shaking.
No, it's not. They've not been shaky though.
Yeah, well, if you in the last match, I saw you were not happy with the
yeah, I was not. Shagun was okay.
I was hoping. No.
Good.
At least for the first game, for his first competitive game, we saw Super Eagles, put the ball on the ground, play fantastic football.
Good.
If they
Don't
had
had fantastic. It was good. That's just a good football. It's not. There's nothing fantastic about
when we look at where we are coming from at the AFCON. If this was the way we played, if the way we played South Africa was where we played that final, at least there would have been a bit of fear on the side of of the Ivory Coast team against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And you look at that game against South Africa. There was no Victor Osimhen up front. There were some chances we missed in that game that if Victor Osimhen was in that game, probably used to have been a goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We saw how much Victor Osimhen struggled at the Nations Cup with the kind of tactics, the ex Super Eagles coach, Ose Peseiro, played at the AFCON. So we're looking at these are the kind of indices we look at and think of it that if the Super Eagles were playing this way, we know with that intention. Yeah, they played good football, but the goals were just not coming in. That was what the only deniable part in that game. But good one for Rafael Indika. I think this is one of the way you put lot of pressure on the players starting. I was talking about Super Eagles not moving, or African football not moving to the modern way of playing football. And probably I'll take out the Northern Africa from this from this argument. Morocco, the likes of Morocco, Algeria, they've grown into playing football with football has gone beyond you putting ball on, you playing police football, and you just all these tactics. You look at the new Chelsea coach. Look at how detailed these managers are. That is where Africa is being left behind in football these days. They need to grow. You have to follow the trend. That is where that is where you improve.
And looking at Finidi, he did some courses in Spain.
Yeah.
And when you talk about playing football on the ground, one of those key countries are Spain, because the way La Liga is, there's a specific way you are expected to play. So, but when you look at this Super Eagles, we have the talent. Yeah. Let me not lie to you. Many of these coaches have tactical brilliance. What I see mostly in these guys is just the attitude. They lack that Nigerian we want to die here spirit. We want to do everything on the field of play. We want to give our all. Look how many chances Lookman lost. Missed. If he has scored those chances, we will be talking about one.
Why is it?
So I'm talking about attitude, character. And Benin has a good chance, but that is a good clearance from, I think, Shemi Ajayi right there for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So the second minute of that encounter is still the Super Eagles leading 1-0. It should be an home fixture for Benin, but hey, their stadium was not approved. So this
it's not only Benin. Even Nigeria we ourselves we have issue with all this song too, because the only stadium recognized by FIFA in Nigeria is the Uyo Stadium. Even the Abuja Stadium is not in good shape to host a FIFA football competition for a male team. The Lagos State government are actually doing very good. Trying to bring up the what's it called, national stadium, the Teslim Balogun Stadium. They're trying to bring it up to the regular standard. But if you watch the game between Eyimba and Rangers International yesterday, I think you'll be scared to bring the Super Eagles to Lagos. Lot of controversies. Probably when we get to talk sports, we'll talk about
but every security can
let's go back to
every security
before we continue, let me quickly read this message. This message is coming from Benija Osas from Benin. He said, "Welcome guys watching from Benin City." And the same Osas say, "My prediction: Nigerian 2, Benin 0."
Wow, that's a good prediction from him. But I think looking at the way this game is going, Benin might actually get a goal in this game. But maybe I'll be going with a Super Eagles to win by 3-1. In this game, I expect to see Boniface. I think the manager that is Finidi George also talked about him wanting to bring introduce Boniface in that game against Shemi Ajayi injury. And we're here in the studio, we saw Shemi Ajayi got injured, and he had to bring in another defensive-minded player into that game. But I think I'll force him instead of bringing Terry Murphy. Probably Victor Boniface will have been better in that game, because there's a fear factor you will be bringing into that game. There's a player that won the league with Bayern Leverkusen, and also won the Rookie of the Year in Bayern in the German Bundesliga. So there's a fear factor he's bringing, not up to the fear factor of Victor Osimhen will be bringing into a game, but he also have that equal fear factor he'll be bringing into that game. So I'll have expected him bringing Victor Boniface into that game, but probably at a point in time we'll be seeing Victor Boniface in this game.
Yeah, we'll see Victor Boniface in this game. Like we said, it was interviewed, and he said there was a shift of tactics He wanted to bring in Ajayi, but he wanted to bring in Boniface, but Ajayi got injured. So he had to shift tactics. That is his own opinion. But and I know some of the analysts there, they were saying the problem Nigeria had when it comes to football is that all Nigerians are coach. So everybody comes into
the thing is, you don't want to get on the bad side of the Nigerian press, and you don't want to get on the bad side of the Nigerian media and the Nigerian fans. Those are the wrong side of people those are the wrong side you have to try and avoid. So I think it wasn't really advised very well before going to that press conference. Probably was in that emotional state. That was why he was talking. But I think
he was talking tough most time. He talked tough, and
he was assistant. He was assistant to Ose Pasero. We were there in the press conference, so we know how Ose Pasero talks. So probably learned well from his boss.
We probably learned from. Okay, now talking about Boniface, we are not seeing him again. I think he also talked about Boniface. I wanted to bring him in, but let's see today if he's going to come in.
It's not about coming in. Yeah. It's about a player that can be impactful. See, any good coach, most of the times, you won't keep your best legs on the bench. It is just about fear factor, awareness. When they know that, this guy, Leverkusen, we need to be wary of him. 2 men, that's -2 from your opponent. See, football is tactical and technical. What is technical? What is tactical? It's just all about how you infuse it on the field of play. And when you're on the field of play, you have this awareness part. Because the opponent knows that, okay, with this guy, that's why you see Kevin De Bruyne, maybe leaping, Guardiola will still be wary of withdrawing him. Because he knows that the awareness is there for the opponent.
There's a big problem we are not looking at. I think it's a good problem for whoever the coach of Super Eagles. What's it called? We have a coach that is Finidi George. The big problem is in that midfield. I think it's going to be a good edict for him. Rafael Edika, and we have Rafael Edika. We have the Dele Bashiru is more attacking. Rafael Edika, Franco Yeka, and what's it called? Al Azan. That is a big edict for him right now. We saw Al Azan at the Nations Cup gave fantastic performance in his cameo or in the game he started at the AFCON. Now we're having Rafael Edika, scoring a bullet, reminding me of a certain Olise when he was playing for the Super Eagles.
But this one is not a bullet. This is just a placement. If you see that Olise against Spain, it is that. See, it is.
No. When you look at some of the goals Oyedika scored in Belgium, he's a player built in that Sunday Olise. Not this goal, but this is a fantastic goal from him.
He's a fantastic, but not
actually going to be a big edict for
against
him.
Spain.
Even Wilfred Ndidi, he needs to be scared of his position in the Super Eagles right now.
But there are some. Oh my God, that's.
Is that the equalizer?
That's
the
equalizer.
Benin Republic has just equalized against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's now 1-1. That was a defensive error from the Super Eagles defenders there, and they've just given the Beninois a lifeline in this encounter. It's 1-1, just like I predicted that Benin are actually going to score against the Super Eagles. You expect the defenders to do better. That is Calvin Bassey there. A player of his caliber, he shouldn't be making that silly error. That was a silly error from him. You're playing for Fulham. You're playing.
I think that should be flagged offside, but
let's see if there's no VR, so I don't think that will be flagged offside.
I think that should be flagged offside.
Yeah, he was in the offside position, but we saw what happened in that game against South Africa. A chance, but you have to give it to that striker. Even under duress, it's took his position and put that in the back of the net. And Benin are back in this game against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's 1-1 in that encounter right now.
Yeah,
look at that. Two defender on him. Bassi allow him to flow. In fact, let us talk about the Super Eagle defense. It's like back to back the 4 matches they've played, they've conceded a goal against Lesotho, against South Africa.
Against Zimbabwe, they conceded. It was 1-1.
And they've considered in all the 4 matches played in the qualifier. So how will they go and meet? How will they go and play with the big names in the world of football in the World Cup? With countries like the Spain, the rest of them, Argentina and Portugal, they will be getting like 5-6 goals.
Well, I think competitions are different ball games. That's why I see it. When you go into competition proper, it's a different ball game from when you are playing regular qualifiers or you're playing friendly matches. So when they get to the World Cup, I think the coach will come up with a tactics that is formidable that can go a long way. But this was a silly goal for them to consider this encounter. You don't expect professional players playing in top leagues to be considered these goals. But I expect them to get a second goal against Benin Republic in the first half. They've dominated play play against them, no doubt. I think that goal they scored actually got into their head. Probably have seen the Beninois as this kind of minors they can overrun in this first half. But they need to get that second goal in this first half. It's very much important for them.
Very, very, very much important from them. Getting this goal, I think it will be a motivation to the Benians, the cheaters of Benin.
Are they coming in for a victory against the Super Eagles?
Of course, they are coming for a victory.
That's big. That's big to see.
Most of this country knows already. Nigeria is not the Nigeria we know back then in 1994, 1996. Those big squad. Where they get to the Lesotho. Though in the last match when we went to Abuja, we had the coach talked about how their government has.
That was so crazy. That was so crazy from what's it called, Calvin Bassey. You don't allow a player to just out of your rare opportunity.
This guy.
Even is that semi? No, that was Wilfried Ndidi also. I think he was even the one who played down the player on goal there. So even if that was coming from offside position, Calvin Bassey played him on there. So let's see if the Super Eagles are going to respond in the right way we expect them right here from Nigeria. So let's see what's going to go on in this encounter. You're playing against Genetro. This is a person that knows how to defend deep games. So it's left to see. It's left to see.
Goes back to those days when Genetro was the Super Eagles coach. Nigeria were not as defensive-minded like Pesero. Pesero played more defensive game than Genetro. During Genetro, we conceded so many goals. And that is why, to me, I just felt that Benin Republic is not a threat against the Super Eagles. Knowing Genetro, to me, is not that fantastic coach.
Well, it should be considered a goal against Benin.
This is a needless goal to concede.
Yeah.
Defensive error. It's one goal that most coaches want to avoid. This is just silly miscommunication between players. And you see, when you see that kind of danger, Calvin Bassey should have reacted. You stop the guy. You can kick him because from that angle, it won't be a red card. Yeah. Because it was a blind side. But it's the Super Eagles, you don't know what to expect. Anything can happen when it comes to them.
All right, anything can happen. It's 1-1 in this encounter any moment from now. What is the time now in that encounter?
41st minute. We still have about 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes in regulation time
to play in this encounter. And it is
in the first half.
In this encounter. And keep your message coming in wherever you are. And also keep your prediction coming in wherever you are.
What was even Ndidi doing there?
I don't know. That was what I was saying. That was what I was saying. The error. No. Ndidi first with that error. He should be doing better there. This is a player.
Why will you allow? Look at what is this?
He didn't even go in. He didn't even contend. He didn't contend for that ball there. There was no contention for that ball there. He actually put Calvin Bassey in a lot of errors, a lot of problems there. Probably Calvin Bassey would have expected Wilfried Ndidi to actually do the needful.
Why did he just leave the ball like that?
Just like you playing big boy football in that situation there. He should be doing better there. He should be the one defending there, not really Calvin Bassey. So I think the bigger bunch of the problem of that blame should go to Wilfried Ndidi.
No, looking at it. Ndidi was far off.
No, he wasn't far.
He was not far.
He actually defended himself there.
Let me finish. It was not closer than Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey was closer.
The ball went to
it was in motion.
The ball bounced. So even if Calvin Bassey went in for an unnecessary tackle there, he can get a red card. It was in motion that should have reacted.
Well, that is the situation. It is 1-1 in this encounter. Let's see if the Super Eagles can bounce back, but it is the Benin trying to make it 2 in this encounter. 2 defender. Oh, but that one went straight to Nigerian goalkeeper Wabali. But still, Benin is still in possession of that ball. They are more in this last 5 minutes.
They've gotten a goal, so it will increase. It will improve their confidence. That's how it is. It is just psychological thing. Don't allow your team, your opponent to get a goal, because it will encourage them that they can get more goals, especially from defensive error. That means the team is not defensively organized. So these are primary things in football. That's why we complain. I don't know what NFF is doing. It's just as if they are playing with the heart of Nigerians.
Now, prior to this match, Finidi was appointed and it was inaugurated 1 week to the match against South Africa. We talked about it in our talk spot. I was asking, is it
No,
not too
it
late?
was not inaugurated 1 week.
It wasn't inaugurated.
1 week, yeah, of course.
He has
1 week.
he has been in that Super Eagles what's it called cycle.
Yeah.
He has worked with the ex what's it called, the former Super Eagles manager Ose Pesero. He's even the best position to do this work as a Super Eagles coach. So I don't think that should be an excuse. He was part of the setting.
It's not too different for you to be as the assistant coach and to be as the coach. It's two different things, of course.
So are you telling me when he was assistant coach he didn't have a say?
Of course, you will have a say, but not as the coach.
That shouldn't be the reason why we are giving this we are considering this kind of goal.
Because if you look at it, there's so many errors. Okay, now talk about the Finidi George actually appointed Amokachi. Where's Amokachi today?
Finidi George didn't appoint. NFF appointed. There
Yeah,
was an issue. It's different ballgame. They had an issue.
Amokachi has no business.
He has one.
Here.
I'll accept that. I'll accept on that. And Amokachi has no business except political.
Yeah.
That is the reason why we're having Amokachi in the Super Eagles setup. And the assistants are on pay as you go. That was a pay per match.
Yeah.
And he rejected that he can't work on pay per match 1, and he can't accept to be assistant coach 2 to what's it called, to Finidi George. So it's more political. I think one way or the other they'll find a way to.
He will be called upon when he needed by Finidi. That's another part of the conditions given to him.
Well, they'll find a way to settle that. So I think that is not one of the reasons why we are playing 1-1 draw against Benin, who we expect we should be beating.
But some of these factors surrounding the organization for NFF is it good for Nigerian football?
Well, let's see. Nigerian football is more about politics. So let's just see how much they push us to the limits.
All right, let's see how they push us to doing it. And it is just few minutes left to the end of the first half, and it's still 1-1 in this encounter. I want to see your prediction coming in, and whatever your feelings are in this encounter, if you are happy or if you are disappointed with the performance of the Super Eagles in this encounter against Benin Republic. Who would have thought at a time like this that it would be 1-1 in this encounter? But hey, reality, it is 1-1 against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yamata, are you disappointed?
See, we can keep massaging faces. How they possess the ball, they do this one, they do that one. See, this is an error. This is an error. Why? Look at how Super Eagles is playing. Okay, you possess in your own half. How many touches do you have in opponent half? How many passes did you have in the final third? These things are realities that we have been seeing since South Africa game. But because ball possession, Nigeria had ball possession, people are saying, oh, they are now attacking. See, I will never be a party to mediocrity. This is mediocrity. How will a properly organized team consider that kind of a goal?
Shego, so one of the Nigerian fans said he don't want to watch Nigerian play. Why? Because Nigerian play like Eyimba. Do you agree with him?
Well, I won't say we're playing like a, but I think this is more of an international game. But though they might not be giving you what you actually expect from them, but you have to look at it that these are nations. Even the Beninese players we are seeing, they are also professionals. So that is what's happening in some games. Even England actually lost against some Iceland friendly match. Friendly match. Even it can happen in what's it called, in competition. Portugal have lost to the same Iceland in a competition. It's a game against 11 against 11. But I think probably emotions or some probably when we look at the Super Eagles and we give them that overhype belief that they are actually very good. That is one of the reasons actually giving us these issues we're having in the Super Eagles. I don't go into Super Eagles game, having that heavenly belief that they are going to give me positive results. When they give me positive results, yes, I'm happy. When they give me negative results, I take it as yes, it's just how it came.
You know, the thing is this: when a team concedes a goal that they had no bad hand in. Okay, look at the goal we considered against South Africa. Was there a defensive error? Yes. What was Calvin Bassey doing? This goal, was there an error? Yes. Lesotho goal, was there? These things are very clear.
And the Super Eagles made it. Benin made it 2 against the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
It's Benin who scored the second goal.
Oh, Benin just made it 2 against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And that goal is coming at the 40.
Everything is going from bad. Everything is going from bad to worse. From bad to worse for the Super Eagles.
Against
Yeah.
the Super Eagle
Yeah,
of
well,
Nigeria.
what a moment in that game, and this is the way you don't really want the first half to end. Going 2 goals to 1 down against Benin Republic. It's really going to be hard for them to come back right now. That's the captain of Benin. Getting them that second goal against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, everything's going from bad to worse right now. It's halftime. It's on the stroke of halftime where they got that second goal, and what a way for Genetro and his boys, to go into the halftime break.
Yeah, that's the way to go for Gannett Raw, because hey, they needed it. Playing at home, they want to go back tops of the table. So it's half time right there. It's Benin Republic leading 2 goals to 1.
I think this is looking like a game that might just end in another full-time draw.
I don't think so. This game looks like Benin.
No.
If you see the way they were
To me,
playing, they are more
Benin,
organized.
Benin won't get a victory here against Super Eagles. It's a game that will end in a full-time draw. That is it.
Let's see. You will see that this game, Benin is more organized. If you see the way they were playing, okay, how many defensive errors have they made? That goal was just due to the
Sheer
way,
brilliance.
yeah, of Oyedika that picked that spot. But when you look at them, defensively they've been organized. Going forwards, they've been organized. Set piece, they've been organized.
All right, let's look at the Nigerians who have featured in this encounter. We have one man as the goalkeeper, Tamino, Ajayi, Kevin Bassi, Osai, Samuel, Indy Wilfred, Onyedika, Chukwueze, Wobi, Lukman, and Murphy. I think some of our best in this.
Are they the best? Are they the best? Okay, some of our own best.
Yeah.
Yes, these are our own best to start in this encounter. It's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. Like, I don't have any adjective to qualify the Super Eagles losing 2-1 against Benin in the first half. I think Finidi George and his team, they need to go into that dressing room. Give these boys hairdressers. They don't know what is at stake. You're playing for the World Cup. This is not a game like you call it. At the end of the day, maybe you make it as third position or fourth position. You're still going to get a lifeline. If we miss the 2026 World Cup till 2030 before we get another World Cup, I think we're used to this mediocrity right now. The last time we went to the World Cup, I can't just look at it like the Super Eagles. This is not what we really expect of them. They need to come back big in the second half against Benin. My biggest problem is that coming into the second half, you look at a manager like Genetro and you know how much he can set his boys up defensively minded, and they'll come into that second half and get a result. So the Super Eagles will really struggle against them in the second half. That is what the way I'm seeing it right now. But getting a second goal might actually work for them. I think coming into second half, he should be making that substitution very early. May probably take Terra Murphy off for Victor Boniface. There's a need for a sharp striker right now.
All right, Yamite, I can see you smiling. I don't know the you see me smiling in my language. I don't know what language smile are you smiling right now. I just want to ask you this question. Do you think if Nigeria begin to call for the early sack of Finidi George, do you think it is justified?
No, you see, you don't want to send the wrong message.
No, already, because you know why I said I don't want to send the wrong message. This is what some of the Nigerian fans are already saying. You understand? This is what they're saying, because when they watch just the first match, some of them are already, they've concluded that this is not a good coach.
You see, when you are hiring and firing, it's not a good message you are passing. Because the best of the best don't want to take your job.
Mm-hmm.
You had enough time. That's why you don't pick somebody you are not sure of. It is an error. We were talking about Munike. Why? Because he has had experience with national team. See, you cannot buy experience in the market. It is very important. Yes, some coaches without experience, they come, they work. How many percentage out of how many? When they announced Finidi George, I was just indifferent about it, because I saw Iyiba's matches and I was not really convinced. Now, committing the Super Eagles in his hands because he was an assistant coach is not good enough excuse as far as I'm concerned. But look at where we are. Just look at where we are. Because we have been saying the same thing. It's just as if we don't know what we are saying. It's just as if they are playing with the heart of Nigerians. And it's very clear. Look at it. They considered 2 goals in 5 minutes.
All right, 2 goals in 5 minutes. Wherever you are, this is Premier Sport Fan Center. You can be part of the show. You can call in. Our number is in front of the screen there. You can call in to give your submission, your thoughts on this encounter between Benin Republic versus the Super Eagle of Nigeria. First half ended, it is Benin who is leading 2-1 against the Super Eagle of Nigeria. Whatever your thoughts are, whatever you think, this is the right time for you to call in, or you can send in your live comments. Also, those who have predicted in the first half, somebody predicted 2-1. 2-0 in favor of.
I already said that was not going to happen. If there's one thing that is really sure, it's the Super Eagles conceding a goal against any opponent, and that's what they've done in this game. Concede a goal against Benin, and not even just one goal, 2 goals against Benin right now. And you look at that second goal conceded; it was actually a crazy goal to concede in the dying embers of that game. You look at the defenders. Where was that defensive mindset from this player? Where was that that urgency from the Super Eagles defenders? And that's what I'm not really a big fan of. You changing your defensive pairing. It's one of the things it's even Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassett playing together in this game. But it's really, really crazy. It's really crazy to think that the Super Eagles, from a game they've controlled, from an angle they were controlling the game, to now them be on the losing side at the end of the first half. It's really, really not what you expect from the Super Eagles. I just hope they come into the second half and give us a big game and finally take this victory, probably a 3-2 victory at the end of the day, if that is possible. I think probably it might just be 4 points at the end of the day.
All right, what are Nigeria's chances in the losing match today?
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
We should take care of. We should start planning.
They have 10. Altogether 10. They've played 3. This is the fourth now. So they have 6 matches to go.
6 matches to go.
Yeah.
If you're not taking victory against Benin today, how are you sure you're going to get a victory against Rwanda? So probably if they are losing this game, then we should start thinking of 2030.
All right, let's look at the substitute, those on the bench for the Super Eagles. Let's see what they can come up with. We have from those on the substitute. Our name is Victor Boniface, Dele Bashiru, the scorer of the last goal. Ogboke is Hianacho Kelechi still on the bench. Yeah, it didn't start today. Then Ojo Olorule, that's one of the goalkeeper. Okoye Oluwoyin, Olawoyin, yeah. Then Onoachu, Onyeka, Sadiq, and Yusuf Ahmed. That is the bench for the Super Eagles.
Yeah, it's still a rich bench compared to the bench of Benin. You still look at some players on that bench that can come into the second half and give the Super Eagles a lifeline against those Benin team. Probably if the manager is in his right senses, I expect him to actually bring Victor Boniface early in the second half. He can actually do some damage to this Benin team. That is what you need early stages in the second half. The defense has really let them down. You look at the midfield; they've been compactable in this game. The biggest problem has actually been the defense of the Super Eagles.
All right, when we're talking about Victor Boniface, during the press conference, there are some technical, answer Finidi George actually gave. He said we will not be compelled by the outside pressure.
Okay.
To the in-fit performance. You understand what I'm saying? He's the coach. He's seen it.
What's he saying?
If it gets me angry when you talk about talks.
Yeah.
I'm not a speaking-oriented person. I'm more of like action.
Yeah.
It's not about what you wax lyrical about. It's about what they are doing on the field of play. Is this defense organized? No. Is the attack clinical? No. Is the midfield efficient? No. But they are possessive. They are possessing the ball. But are they efficient with the ball? No. So what are we playing around in circles about?
So, Shegun, do you have anything to say to that?
Well, I think it's not really a good performance from me in this first half, and you have to look at some numbers of the Super Eagles players. They really need to turn up big in the second half. This is one of the reasons why some people don't actually fancy we having a local coach as the manager for the Super Eagles. There are some big decisions you have to make, and I think tactical brilliance is why we are losing this game in the first half. Let's just see if Finidi George has some balls in him to come into the second half and just overturn this game. Nigerians will take a loss against Benin lightly.
Nigeria will take a loss against Benin lightly, of course. But anyway, football has actually changed. There's underdogs. You hardly call any country underdog these days because Lesotho is in top of Group C. Who knows Lesotho those days?
There are underdogs forever and ever. That I'm not a fan to that notion. There will be underdogs. They will continuously be underdogs. If you like, why is it okay? Is it news when lion bites dog? Why is it news when dog bites lion? It's because the dog was an underdog. So it is just the truth. When Sierra Leone, if Brazil beats Sierra Leone, will it make the news? If Sierra Leone beats Brazil, it will make the news because Sierra Leone is underdog. So there are minnows and underdog in football. Is when the lion is sleeping. That's where you can see all those bushmeat walk about anyhow.
All right, you can hear that from Yamite. Let's quickly look at the start of this encounter. 53% ball possession for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and 47% ball possession for the Cheetah of Benin Republic. Then we'll see goal attempt. 2 goal attempts for Nigeria and 4 for Benin in this encounter. Shot on goal, 1 for Nigeria and 1 for Benin. In the whole of 45 minutes in the first half, Nigeria were just able to get 1 shot on goal.
Disappointing.
Corner kick.
First half.
Corner kick. Benin is having 3 corner kick. Nigeria having 1 corner kick.
Disappointing first half performance from the Super Eagles. This was not what you expect from them. I guess a team like Benin, that is where my biggest problem is. If you're playing against Benin, you have given this kind of absorbed performance. It hasn't done Finidi George any good at all. Probably at the end of the game, there will be a lot of debate on to try and see if he's the right man for the Super Eagles coach. And if he's losing this game against Benin, it might just be the fastest sacked Super Eagles coach. I can bet on that. Probably after this game, he might just be getting a sacking order if he should lose this game against Benin.
You will get the sacking order. Well, that's what our thought. But Super NFF, you can't predict them. You can't predict the NFF. They always play to where their interests lie. But so far, so good. It is not benefiting to the whole of Nigeria right now because Nigeria is down by 2-1 against Benin Republic. That is it's going to be a big news. The headlines will take it tomorrow. Benin defeated Nigeria 2-1, and you can see the reaction.
They've not defeated Nigeria.
Yeah,
We're still in the first half.
No, I say if they.
So don't make it look like Nigeria lost the game already.
That's if. Okay.
Still be a big second half.
Yeah, right. What are your expectations in the second half? Do you see we saw Nigeria came back in the second half, play better in the second half against South Africa. Do you see them coming up just like in the game against South Africa?
I don't think as it is that the Super Eagles are ready for business. They don't look ready to me. And I don't first blame the coach. I blame the NFF. Unnecessary delay in wasting time. I don't understand what they did. What they did is not clear as far as I'm concerned. Because it doesn't make sense. When you're talking about a World Cup qualifier that you don't have enough time, why not appoint who you want to appoint? Then get it over with. Is it a secret court? It's not something that is that difficult to do. Just appoint who you want to appoint, and let us get over with. But look at where we are today. Now we don't even know how long the coach had to even prepare. Because some people were saying he had known he would take the job for a long time. Some says he was appointed. You see stories here and there. This is just the unseriousness of the NFF. If you don't have money, find a quality homegrown talent that has experience. And I think the best bet would common sense will say that in situations like this, you need experience. Because you need a coach that has been there, that has done that. Finidi is a newbie as far as I'm concerned. He's an assistant coach to a coach that you said he could not continue. It is, all these things are evident, but we just hope that second half they can come, because I don't understand why you have a Boniface and you are not starting him and you are playing possession based. A second that can come back and play with the midfield and go and score the goal.
Because if you say you are playing possession based, you need a striker that can possess, that can hold the ball, that can hold on to the ball, that can join the midfield. Boniface has all these qualities. Yes, he's coming back from injury, but when you need a player, you need them. Okay, halftime at the Europa League final, Alonso had to bring him on. At halftime, the final game of the season, he started. So what excuse is it? Onuachu ahead of Boniface? Common sense. Adibin, you want Onuachu for, okay, you need crosses. Okay, how many crosses did the Super Eagles play into the box against South Africa? This is annoying when you talk about it. It's very annoying because even a newbie, a normal football fan, we see all these errors. Okay, you want crosses. You play the right back in a left back, and you want crosses. Why not play Bright Osaya on the right back and bring the natural left footer that can feed in crosses? Because you have a tall number 9 that has the height. But they were not playing. You were playing on the ground. And Onuachu is not the best on the ground compared to Boniface or even Murphy. Because on this hierarchy, Onuachu stand last compared to Murphy and Boniface. Boniface is number 1 as far as I'm concerned. Playing on the ground. And you are playing on the ground. And you tell us, the Super Eagles fans, that, oh, Boniface, it was the third option. That's what he's saying.
Shegu, let me ask you this question now. Right now, I want to ask this question based on the answer Finidi George gave during the press conference, that he wanted to bring in Boniface, but because of Fisayo was having injury. Sorry, what is his name? Dele Bashiru, sorry. Semi Ajayi, sorry. Semi Ajayi was having injury. That was why he now... But now, he has actually had the time to change tactics, bringing you. So, do you think what he was saying was real, or is probably there is a rift between two of them?
No, it's not. No, it's not really about rift. It's not really about rift. Yes, managers do have players they actually prefer. Even when you look at it from Pastero time, how many games has Victor Boniface started for the Super Eagles? Even before he got injured coming into the Nations Cup, how many games has he started for the Super Eagles? How many games will each he has even started for the Super Eagles? I'm saying some things. Yeah, the game against Lesotho, he actually started that game again with what's called Taiwo Awoni up front. Yeah. We saw that performance in the first half. It wasn't really that performance we'd have expected. And this is a player that is actually coming from a long layoff injury. Since he came back from that injury, how many games has he started for Bayern Leverkusen? And coming to the African game, we know how physical it can be. The last time he got injured, it was in the Super Eagles camp. That was where he got that injury. So these are the kind of collateral damage, or you don't want to actually have on your face, on your side. You don't think Victor Osimhen is that injured not to be able to play this game? I actually look at it that probably is what's it called, Napoli playing this on the safer side. Because yes, we expect him to make a move, but him coming to this game for the Super Eagles and going out injured might just be another problem for him getting another club to get him. So these are the kind of collateral damage you have to actually look at. So I think in the second half, if Victor Boniface is not really a good, or is not really fit enough right now to play 90 minutes for Bayern Leverkusen, then probably is not fully fit to play 90 minutes on the African soil. 45 minutes, 30 minutes might actually do it. He went for about 4 months injury layoff. That is a long time. He's just coming back. So it's just his gradual process. So normally I don't really expect him playing 90 minutes. Even if he should start, I don't really expect him playing more than 50 or 60 minutes for the Super Eagles. Let's just hope he comes into this game, because there's a need to bring Victor Boniface. He's the only person that can do it up front. It's not like Terry Murphy has looked out of space up front. How many chances has fallen to Terry Murphy in this position, in this game? We've not really seen much from him. We've not really seen much from the wingers, trying to connect with him up front. So what says if Victor Boniface comes into this game, he won't be isolated up front also.
All right, you can hear that analysis. But the second half has just commenced, and let's see if the Super Eagle of Nigeria is going to make good use of the second half. But before we continue the commentary of the second half, I want to ask you this question. We've seen this the selection of Finidi George of the back line. We say Osai, Kevin Bassi, Ajayi, and Tamino. This selection, is it bad enough, or do you say the defender are not capable enough, or is it the tactics that has made Nigeria concede 2 goals against Benin Republic?
I'll just say tactics and attitude, their character. They are not playing as if they want to give their all. And the tactics, what is the defensive awareness? What is the positional play of the players when they want to defend the set piece? Look at it. Look at that line. What was Ndidi? Flat-footed. Ndidi played attacking. Bring in Onyeka. That played for. Bench Ndidi. That's it. See, coaching is about what you see per time. Ndidi, okay, he played attacking. He's not getting used to the defending. You saw it against South Africa. Then put him on the bench. Or maybe play him PM with Onyeka. Because Onyeka, we've seen him that he can mark.
Yeah. We have seen him that he can mark, and you can see the match have started. And it is Benin again asking all the question in the defensive area of the Super Eagle. And let's see if they can make it third. That we will say something to love. But hey, the Super Eagle and in contention, this is the counter. Let's see what happened in the second half. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not. That should have been. Yes, the referee was actually right. Given that the Super Eagles that's free kick, because it was the Beninois player who clamped straight into that Super Eagles defender.
Look how he dribbled there, he did it.
And that was good. That was good backup there from Semi Ajayi there. That was good backup defending from him.
All right, that is the situation in this encounter, and it's the ball right now with the Nigerian side, trying to build up all from the midfield, and they've actually been able to dominate possession. That is the trophy they have won so far in this encounter. But let's see if that possession will win them, get them a goal in this encounter. Yeah, mate, you can continue with the commentary.
So it's not.
Are you disappointed? Because you are not in the mood.
It's not just about disappointed. I'm just like, honestly, if not for the show, I wouldn't be watching the Super Eagles.
You don't watch Chelsea game if not for the show. So Super Eagles and Chelsea, they are not on the same
They are the same
category.
thing. They are in the same
Well,
WhatsApp.
we have to be objective. It's not really. It's not
Of course, we have
not
to
only
be.
Nigerians who are watching this. We have Benin as well also watching this. So
We have to.
We have to give them their own also their praises for getting 2-1. They've played fantastic well against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which got them those 2 goals here. They have to take advantage of those loopholes in the Super Eagles, and that is where you get goals. You capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, and that's what they've done in this game. So big ups to Benin for going 2-1 up against the Super Eagles. Let's see if they can get this victory against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I guess all out on neutral ground, and it's really going to be a victory they'll actually celebrate. Yes, they're not on that level as rivals with the Super Eagles, but at the same time they are neighbors, and these are the bragging rights you get against your neighbor. We know how it goes on Twitter streets. When they can come back with that bragging right, yes, they defeated the Super Eagles. And Genetro is also going to be a bragging right for him that yes, he knows the honors of the Super Eagles, he knows how to be the Super Eagles, and that is what he has been doing for the past 50 minutes of the second half. So it needs a big comeback from the Super Eagles in the second half. So let's see, 40 minutes to play in the second half, if the Super Eagles can actually get that response against their neighbors Benin in the second half.
Yeah, let's see if the Super Eagles can get a goal here against the neighbors. That is Benin, and there is a message here, still from Osas, from Benin. He said, "I am very confused about this thing called Super Eagle. I think it would be better for us to select a team from the MPFL because these local guys will be serious about the game." He also said again in another place that, "I don't like what I am seeing. What is happening to Nigerian Super Eagles? Finidi George is not a good coach for this job. Just letting, because he didn't know how to use those guys." That is manager Osas from Benin.
Yeah, who has really known how to use these boys? That's a big question, because when you look at it, starting with all the local coaches of late, which of them has really known how to use these boys? And there's a chance for the Super Eagles with Arbery's second goal. But that was actually deflected off by the that was easily defended there by Benin.
It was cleared out. The pass went over
the line, and it's really going to be that was really went over the line. Bright Osai couldn't make good use of that opportunity for the Super Eagles in the Beninois box, and it's Benin who are going to restart play from goal kick, and it's the Super Eagles who are preparing to substitution already in the second time. It's Boniface and Paul Onuachu who will be thrown into the second. in the 51st minute of this game, and it's Alex Iwobi who has been withdrawn in this encounter and was the second person being withdrawn for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Benin also making a substitution of their own, taking out Doku. The second player being withdrawn by the Super Eagles coach is Tere Murphy. So it's looking like Pono Noachu will be playing as a 9, and what's it called? Boniface will just be playing slightly behind him in this encounter. 51st minute of that encounter is the Super Eagles of Nigeria trailing Benin right there at the Ivory Coast. It's 2-1 Benin leading in that encounter. 2 substitution already. Let's see, it's attacking substitution from the manager, Finidi George. Let's see if this is going to be to the Super Eagles advantage, or can the Beninois, actually contain these 2 attacking threat from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's going straight for attack very early into this encounter. So let's see what this boys brings to this game already.
Yeah, so let's see what the boys bring to the game. Actually, it's throwing into the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The 52nd minute of that game, Bright Osai finds Boniface, who returns it back to the middle. And it's the Super Eagles who is playing from left to right, trying to see if they can salvage something from this World Cup qualifying game. Their 4th game of the qualifier. Right there. That pass was intercepted by that Benin player, and it was cleared out right there. And it's still the Super Eagles back in possession of the ball. Nwabali with fancies chances, sending it to Shemi Ajayi, who sent it forward for Onuachu to chase, and he couldn't get it, and it will be a goal kick to Benin Republic at the 53rd minute of that encounter.
Now, this substitution we've seen so far, can you analyze the mind of Finidi George? What is he trying to achieve?
He's going all out to attack and get that equalizer. Probably after getting the equalizer, and see if he can nick out that victory over Benin. But it's always a big threat. You're bringing 2 strikers in this game. Paul Onuachu. My biggest problem with always bringing Paul Onuachu is are your wing backs going to send in those crosses to him? That is the only threat Paul Onuachu brings into this game. If you're not sending in crosses to him so he can make good use of his height, that is to disadvantage. So I don't really see that what's it called, that level of advantage. And you look at the midfield now, it's really going to get thin when you're having just 2 defensive minded player in the midfield. That is what's it called, Oyedika and Wilfred Ndidi in the midfield. So how do you want to attack? It's now looking more like the team is setting out for a 4-3-3. Probably Paul Ademola Lookman playing more of the wing and also playing inward as a 10 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So let's see how they are going to contain this, because it's looking more like a Benin advantage. Because you look at the Beninois right now, they are not in a rush to attack against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and it's looking like if there will be a 3rd or a 4th goal in this game, it might just be Benin getting their 3rd goal.
All right, it may just be Bennett getting that 3rd goal with the strikers. Or Yamite, you have been calling in for Boniface, and right now Boniface is in. What do you think he's going to do here?
Yes, he's in after the Super Eagles is down 2-1. What Benin just need is to defend for 45 minutes. It's easy to defend than attack. When you are leading 1-0, you don't want to concede, because these kinds of things, they are organized defensively. And it is more difficult to come back against these kind of things. Even against South Africa, it's less difficult because South Africa want to be expressive with the ball. These ones, they want to defend.
So that means it's to Benin's advantage.
So it's going to be difficult, but let's see if they can actually bring something mouth-watering to the table, that at least they can get something from this game. But even without getting anything from this game, I think Finidi George got it all wrong from the start.
Finidi George got it all wrong from the start, but let's see if he can make amends and correct those mistakes he made. And right now, it is the Super Eagles who have actually taken possession to their hand. But let's see if it pays them in the second half. It's not about possession; it's about getting the goals, making it more efficient, and getting a goal that will give them the victory. But right now, as it stands, it is Benin who is in top of Group C.
Yeah, Benin we top.
We've still to go qualify for the World Cup in what's called Germany 2006.
Yeah.
So let's see if Benin can also get and qualifying for the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, let's see.
How on earth are you missing that? Ademola Lookman.
Ademola Lookman. We saw him
this
in the.
just justifies. Just look at that. That was a free header.
He should
And
have
you should be
left
leaving that.
it
You should be leaving that
for
for Paulo
he-
Nuachu.
he- he-
And probably there was no communication between the two
Communication.
players there, and that was due to lack of communication. Because Onuachu was in better
Onu-
position to nick that into the back of the net, and Ademola Lookman just went for that. Onuachu
is
would have.
this?
But that would have been an
pulled that.
offside for
No, no,
Ademola
no,
Lookman.
no,
But
no.
Onuachu was not off.
Onuachu wasn't off in the offside
The
position.
two of them were not offside.
Another big chance again missed by the Super Eagle of Nigeria. That would have been an easy header for Onuachu, but there was interruption in that game by Ademola Lookman, and that was going to be a goal kick to Benin Republic here in the second half. Time is ticking, and what do you think Super Eagles should do?
Well, they've done what they should do. They have to just believe in their guts right now against this Benin team. I just see that out of errors, these are the kind of chances you expect them to take. If you're not taking this type of chances that just fell to their hands right now, then how do you want to get a victory against a team like this kind of dog-head team? And that is another substitution that I think the Super Eagles are preparing to bring into this account. I don't know, is Bright Osai who is coming back into the game. So let's just say we are getting very much close to the 60th minute than the start of this game. So it's about 30 more minutes to go in this game. They need to come back against Benin, get that early equalizer against this team. That equalizer is much needed so they can actually go all out and see if they can get a victory against. They are not playing like a team that actually wants to get a victory in this game.
Honestly, they're not playing like a team. You can see how it does not look like the Nigerian Super Eagle team. It looked like one of the NPFL team. There's no bite, there's no efficiency in this match, and there's no coordination. That's one of those things I see in this encounter. And if you need to have a lot to answer to the press after this match today. But so far so good. We have seen the selection. Which of those selections do you think you are not pleased with that we are seeing on the pitch field of play that has not actually those players that have actually played today that have not actually made impact in this encounter? We've seen will be out, and we've seen what is your other's name? Was
Teramofi
out. Didn't they live up to the expectation?
Well, nobody has lived up to expectations to me in this encounter. Even all the players on the pitch, they've actually been a shadow of themselves in this encounter. They really need to come up big in this game. They don't. It's just like they're playing without knowing what is at stake for them. Even if the coach is actually not technically gifted. What about the players? These are professional players. You play around scattered around Europe, and you expect them to come into this game and give them their very best, but this is far beyond their very best.
Yeah, far beyond their very best, and that is the situation in this encounter. It's still Benin Republic leading the Super Eagle 2-1 in this fourth match, that World Cup qualifier. Tomorrow we'll be seeing Lesotho versus Rwanda and South Africa versus Zimbabwe. So so far so good. With this, we have seen the third match going to the fourth. Which of these teams do you think likely will qualify for?
I think South Africa will take that first position. They'll get that first position. It's looking more like what's it called? What's our brothers? That's Sadiq who has been thrown into this game. Sadiq Ismaila who plays for what's it called for Remo Stars. It's looking like Bright Osai is injured already and won't be able to continue this game. So you have Paulo Nuachu up front. Sadiq is very much known for his crosses. So let's see if one of those crosses that's got him the highest Olawoyin has been thrown into this game. So you can see that the manager is really going all out to attack and probably salvage 1 point in this encounter. So let's see if we'll be getting that 1 point, that disappointing 1 point against Benin, because you don't really expect the Super Eagles to go out and play against Benin and be looking for 1 point. So let's see what happens at the end of this game, if they'll be losing 2-1 or if they'll be getting a 2-2 draw.
All right, they'll be losing 2-1. And talking about him, Wabali, we've seen him concede. So in the African Cup of Nations, we saw him concede lesser number of goals. But here in the World Cup qualifier, we've seen him concede in every match played so far. Do we say to some extent
those goals were
was it his fault?
Was this his fault?
So why is it not his fault? Why is it not his fault?
It is not his fault.
The two goals considered today was just lacked of defensive error.
What do you expect him to do that he didn't do? That's the question. What did you expect him to do? When he saw that danger on that first goal, he rushed out of his line, but the guy already picked his spot and put it there. Look at the lackadaisical defending leading to the second goal. So all these things are evident. It is very clear. So let's just see, and it's Benin in a dangerous area with the ball, set it back.
oh, they are trying to attack with the ball, but hey,
And they lost possession.
they lost. And he's still trying to.
Yeah, it's
Benin
straight to
Republic.
Benin in the 61st minute of this game. So we have about 29 minutes to go, and that was Ismail Sadiq with his first involvement in this game, giving Benin that advantage from throwing.
My God.
And it's the Benin number 18 will be
Leading
taking the
1-0,
throw in,
now
and I think
trailing
he's
2-1.
going with a long throw against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's see how threatening he can be with this, and it's a long throw into the box of the Super Eagles. A chance for Benin, but straight into the hands of Stanley Uwambali, the Super Eagles goalkeeper who keeps for Chippa United in the South Africa PSL League. As the Super Eagles who are regaining possession and starting from back to attack. Sadiq on the ball returns it straight into the hands of Stanley Uwambali. Uwambali holds on to possession for the Super Eagles, returns it straight into the hands of Sadiq. The Shemi Ajayi, sorry, the Super Eagles defender goes into midfield, and Super Eagles trying to build up momentum and play from defense, trying to link it straight into attack and see if they can get that needed equalizer in the last 30 minutes of this encounter. They need that equalizer. A big equalizer is needed from the Super Eagles in this game to get them back in probably in shape for some minutes and see if they can get a victory. But you can see the Beninois playing so much deep low blocks now against the Super Eagles. I think they're very much comfortable with this 2-1 lead, and they'll try to see if they can get it to the end of the day and take a 2-1 victory over the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Nigeria attacking right now. A chance for the Super Eagles as they find themselves in the Beninois box with a spirit chance for a send it cross into the box and easily defended by Benin into the box and easily caught out there by the goalkeeper, who was almost losing that, but the referee spotted an infringement against a Beninois player in the box, and it's going to be advantage Benin right now, who will be attacking against the Super Eagles and have the chance to breathe that fresh air against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And that was Rafael Oyendika, who was the culprit giving that free kick to Benin in that process.
Yeah, free kick to Benin right there. The Super Eagles tried all they could. It's not working right there for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because they are currently trailing 2-1 in Ivory Coast against the Benin Republic. And who would have thought that the Super Eagles would be struggling against Benin, a game where they took the lead. They first got the first goal, and before you know it, they were chasing the game as it stands right there. So it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria that's trailing 2-1 right there at that stadium in Abidjan.
Yeah, 2-1. Not expected result against odds.
Score line.
Yeah, 2-1 score line against the odds. Benin leading the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and it is the 64th minute in this encounter. The Super Eagle of Nigeria just have 25 minutes to make the difference in this encounter. You see them coming?
It's actually looking like, yeah, I might see them coming back to get a draw against Benin. Victory is just looking like it might just be hard for them to get in this game. It has really been a disappointing game. Really disappointing game, a performance from the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
When we keep talking about these things, we see it. We need to plan. If you want to have a proper planning, maybe for goal 2026 and plan ahead of 2030, because this is appalling. This is really appalling. Seeing the Super Eagles play like this is nothing to write home about, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's nothing to write home about as far as it's concerned. And you can see Finidi George there, on his feet, directing the players, telling them what to do. But hey, is it late for that?
Well, he's looking like it's late. You look at the number of Ben are actually defending with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players, defending the box of the Beninois, and you look at it, how are the Super Eagles going to create that opening chance in the defense? You look at the team that is even when it comes to tactical brilliance in the midfield, they find it hard to create chances against this Benin. So how do you want them to create that opening in the box? It's really going to be hard for them. 9 numbers of Benin players defending against the Super Eagles. So it looks like a game that will just end this 2-1.
Well, ending 2-1, yeah. will not be looking good for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They need to do a lot,
It might
and they
just
need
be-
to
it
win
might just-
the.
It might just be a goodbye to 2026 World Cup. That is just the
That's
input.
just it.
So how will Nigeria feel back to back not going to the World
This is
Cup?
not the first time.
And I think it's the fault of the NFF.
Of
There's
course.
nobody else to blame.
Yeah, isn't
Because
it?
how can you go and bring a professional in failure, Pesero, to come and mount the Super Eagles job? Now
But no,
give
no, no.
us-
I want you talking about Pesero. I just want to imagine that it's Pesero who is leading this boy to the World Cup qualifier. He will have done better.
How?
How?
Pesero will have done better. Do you think Pesero
Draw
will?
against. Do you think
The
if
World-
Fini
the
defends
World Cup
Lesotho or
qualifier.
Zimbabwe, we will not defeat those two teams?
No.
No. Do you see how? Do you see how improve? Do you see how improve during the?
Benin and Lesotho, who is better?
We saw that game in what's it called? At
Akwa
Uyo.
Ibom,
They
yeah.
Actually, even Lesotho actually gave a good account of themselves against the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
But they look at the way the Super Eagles is playing. You want to compare with the Pesero Super Eagles?
And that's what we keep on saying, that they are actually playing better than when it was on the Pesero Super Eagles. But that is not what we really want to see. We really want to see the Super Eagles get some victories. That's what really matters a lot.
But if it was Pesero, we wouldn't, because he's a defensive minded.
See,
We wouldn't have
let's
conceded
move
two
away
goals.
from Pesero.
No,
Pesero is not a past tense.
It's not a past tense. Well, sometimes you need to talk about it because as at that particular time, all Nigeria were looking as if the whole problem was coming from Pesero.
It was a golden
Yeah.
draw when you have Lesotho and Zimbabwe first two games. Defeat those two and be 6 points. Because they were two games that the Super Eagles could win,
Right.
but they didn't win it.
So they didn't win it.
So back to Stanley Nwabali, who will find that Super Eagles player, who will find Calvin Bassey right there in the defense. And it's the Super Eagles trying to attack again, trying to find time and space with the ball. But they lost possession to the Beninois again right there. So it's Super Eagles still trailing 2-1 in that encounter.
Yeah, still trailing 2-1 in that encounter. And you can see a Benin player down there, and they will do all the tactics to delay.
Back on his feet.
Yeah, they will employ all the delay tactics in this encounter so that they can keep that victory against the Super Eagle. I think it's the Super Eagle who actually put themselves in this condition.
Yeah, they put
This
themselves in
situation.
this situation.
They
you
were
know,
leading
considering those two-
comfortably.
They're leading
And
comfortably.
they
They
le-
were just went to sleep, and they considered those two goals that probably. Let's see if it's going to awake them. And here's the Super Eagles on leading from the fence, and it's Tanimu who has moved to the left back position for Super Eagles of Nigeria, who is on the ball. The former Bender Insurance defender who currently plays in the Tanzania league. Getting one for the Super Eagles. This is his third cap for the Nigerian national team in many games. Back into the midfield where he finds Shemi Ajayi. Shemi Ajayi on the ball goes for a long one up front, but easily intercepted there by Benin as they will look to attack against the Super Eagles. Nigeria regain possession. The Benin player on the foot there, and the referee says no. He allows plays to continue. And it's Calvin Bassey on the ball for Nigeria right now. Calvin Bassey comes forward to attack for Nigeria, returns it back to Tanimu. Tanimu on the ball, sends a long pass, tries to locate out the runnings of Sadiq Ismaila, but he fails that, and it's Benin who attack against the Super Eagles with a chance to get a third goal. Stanley Nwabali off his line to defend for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And yes, Nigeria attacking against Benin right now, looking to create a chance and get that needed second goal as early as possible. It's the 69th minute of the second time, and time is ticking and time is running against the Super Eagles of Nigeria as Benin leads to 1 cause that goal scored on the stroke of halftime. And he has a chance for Nigeria. A cross into the box from Sadiq, but that won't be getting straight into the hands of the Super Eagles of Benin, Super Eagles of Nigeria player. The Beninois goalkeeper is not in a rush to send that out, and he finally picks his ball to send that into a no man's land. It's still Benin leading 2-1 at the 70th minute. 20 minutes to go in the second half. 20 more minutes for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to find that equalizer and get a fourth draw, or possibly get a victory over this Benin national team in this encounter. Yes, going to be advantage Super Eagles as they have a free kick in their own half. After that, what's it called, infringement on Tanimu, the Super Eagles defender, and the Beninois second goal scorer in this encounter. Nigeria regaining possession in the 71st minute, and you're straight into the hands of Calvin Bassett, who is not playing as a left back in the second half. Comes into the midfield, finds up Wilfred Ndidi, who returns to Semi Ajayi to Tanimu Benjamin comes forward for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, holds onto the ball, cuts inward, finds the Super Eagles teammate back to Tanimu on the ball, finds Semi Ajayi holds onto the ball for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, returns it back to Stanley Nwabali, as the Beninoas are actually looking very dangerous and defending with all their life. Just having two players in the Super Eagles half, and here's a chance for Benin to turn the fence into attack as a counter against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This is a big chance for a third goal for Benin as a surge forward, but that's only going into the back of the net, and still Benin in advantage with the advantage of the ball. The Super Eagles turn the defense into attack, and it's Calvin Bassett, the Fulham defender, on the ball with the ball on the left wing of the Super Eagles, attacking against Benin right now. There's be a chance, but that was an overheated pass from Calvin Bassett, and it's going to be a goal kick to Benin.
So goal kick to Benin, 72nd minute of that encounter. It looks like all hope is lost for the Super Eagles, because second half, I've not seen a clear-cut chance from the Super Eagles.
Disappointing second half by all standards.
All standard right there. So it's goal kick to Benin Republic at this point in time. Wow. 72nd minute it is, and he plays that long one forward, and hey, that Super Eagles player heads it back to Stanley Nwabali. Will this be like the story of Italy, who went straight and won the Euros, but couldn't be part of that Mundial at that Qatar right there in 2022? Will the Super Eagles just get to this final of the AFCON in vain without qualifying for the FIFA World Cup in America? Well, only time will tell, and it's a free kick to Benin Republic at this point in time. NFF has a whole lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, NFF actually have a lot of questions to answer. I know during our talk spot, we talked about the delay, and we talked about some of these unnecessary activities in the Super Eagle. And here on the pitch of play, we are getting the result. It is what we saw. It is what the Super Eagles saw that they're actually reaping right now.
Yeah. So, free kick to Benin at this point in time. Every delayed tactics that is possible is being employed by the Benin Republic in a game that at some point the Super Eagles were leading 1-0. Comfortable in that game. All of a sudden, lackadaisical attitude swept in, and Super Eagles is down 2-1. A long ball forward, headed down right there, and is Benin, who will attack down the right with the ball, and Calvin Bassett chasing that one, but can Benin maximize that? Still attacking with the ball, but Nigeria, the Nigerian player got the ball back, and it's Nigeria attacking via Ademola Lookman and straight down the right, but it's still Nigeria with the ball right there, and without any solid penetration through the Benin defensive setup right there. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Really, really terrible as far as I'm concerned.
Really terrible to the side. It's the 75th minute of this encounter, and it's Benin who are currently attacking against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, looking for that third goal against Nigeria in this encounter. A chance for Benin to attack against the Nigerian side, find himself in the other half of the pitch, and still Benin in possession, enjoying the better share of possession right now, and looking to create an opening in the Super Eagles. They go far to the right now side, and there's an attack for Benin against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Easily caught out there. It's Nigeria back in possession against Benin. It's 75 minutes gone in this game. 15 more minutes for Benin to hang on against the Super Eagles of Nigeria and get a famous victory over Nigeria in this encounter. It's going to be a bragging right, and I'm very sure it's going to be lots of celebration in Cotonou should they get this victory over Nigeria.
Yeah, there will be celebrations in Benin if they get this victory over the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's not looking good. It looks as horrible as it could. But hey, it's football, and in football, it's both victory and loss you can experience. So you have to just prepare your mind. Whichever ones come on the menu, You just have to take it as it is. So it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria who will try to attack with the ball. And look at it. Terrible time to concede that goal.
No, it wasn't about terrible time to consider that goal. They considered that goal at the dying embers of the first half, and we've seen about 20 minutes of action in the second half. We've not seen any clear-cut attacking.
Yes,
instinct
because
from the Super
they
Eagles in
sat
this
back. Benin has sat back. See, they have defensive lines. They know how to mark out the lines, and that's what they have done successfully against the Super Eagles. And we felt indeed he has not been the best performer today. Really, really flat-footed. Honestly, this is terrible sight to see.
He has a throw into Super Eagles of Nigeria. Wilfred indeed he takes that and into the box here. It's a chance for Super Eagles, but that sails off wide. And it's going to be a corner kick to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And that was a long shot there from Olawoyin, who takes that long shot for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He's defended by the number 8 of the Benin national team. And it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria who will be taking a corner kick in the 77th minute of this encounter. 13 minutes to go in this game against Benin, and that was fast. That is still being waited to we're still waiting for that corner kick from the Super Eagles against Benin. Let's see if they'll be getting a goal or a response from this corner kick in this encounter. It's still 77 minutes, and it's Benin who are still leading 2-1 against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Against all odds, we would have expected that at the 78th minute, Benin will be defeating the Super Eagles of Nigeria 2-1.
So the corner kick was headed out successfully, and Benin is still leading in that encounter. Have a goal kick right there to play, and it's 78th minute in that encounter.
12 more minutes to go.
12 more minutes to go. It's Benin leading 2-1 right there.
Yeah, Benin leading 2-1, and there's no urgency in the squad.
Yeah, there's actually no urgency. There's no bite from the Super
No
Eagles
bite, no urgency in this encounter. They just
you see, when I was talking about this on Friday, it was as if I was saying rubbish. Look at it now. There's no character. These things are not as very clear. If we don't talk about it, the truth will still spell it out. That's how it is. Look at it. These boys are not playing like it means any. As far as I'm concerned, they should just bring in home base that will be ready to fight.
This might just be the end of we having a local-based coach as the Super Eagles manager. You can look at it all around, and that might just be another substitution for the Super Eagles, and it's Wilfred Ndidi who will be replaced.
Who has been horrible in this
game?
game?
He has actually been horrible, and it's Al Azan will be thrown in by the Super Eagles manager. It's looking like it's been long he plays for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and that is actually showing in his game play for the Super Eagles. Alazan has been thrown in for the last 10 minutes of this encounter. Let's see what the Club Brugge midfielder will bring into this encounter for Super Eagles of Nigeria. We're back in possession, and it's going to be a throw into Nigeria. Sadiq takes that easily and sends it straight into midfield. And yes, Nigeria attacking against Benin. 8 minutes gone in this game. 10 more minutes to go in this encounter. It's still Benin leading 2-1 against the Super Eagles.
My God, it's Benin leading. And for the Beniners, they will be celebrating. For the Nigerians, they will be lamenting. But hey, in football, one has to happen sometimes. Because it's football. It's like biscuit. You don't know where it will crack right there.
Shoot some.
It depends some. So it's the number 5 for the Super Eagles that's with the ball, sending the ball back to the goalkeeper, as if there's nothing at stake in this game. Really, really awful performance from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And when you look at it, oh my goodness, there's no even bite going forward, showing as if they want to score a goal.
You can look at it. That's what I'm saying. That either we might just blame Terry Murphy in the first half, and also look at it like if Victor Boniface has been in this game, he will have brought in some bite. But since coming into this game, if there's no service to the attackers, I think they'll really suffer a lot. And that's what we've seen in this game. Both Noachu and Boniface has really been starved of services in the second half. They've just been a bit
what is this?
isolated.
Look at the miscommunication
up front. and there's a Super Eagles player down, and the Benin goalkeeper is not in a rush to get that, and it's looking like time wasting antics as we're getting into the 84th minute of this game. 9 more minutes to go in regulation time. 9 minutes for Benin to actually angle for a famous victory over the Super Eagles of Nigeria, or will it be 9 minutes for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to get an unlikely or against the order victory right now against Benin? But they've not really looked like a team that really wants to get a victory in the second half. So let's see if they can just muster out some courage and get a victory. And yes, Paulo Noachu on the ball as he finds himself against Benin. As holds onto the ball, there's a bit of Super Eagles in the box, and still Nigeria in possession around the box of Benin. Let's see if this might just be a chance to create and get a goal against Benin in this encounter. It's the 83rd minute of this game, and it's still Benin leading 2-1 against Nigeria. And it's just in possession, come out deep to attack against Benin, and a long one, but that Sadiq couldn't get onto that, and it goes out for a throw into Benin. We'll be having a bit of time to have a fresh air against the Super Eagles, and it's looking like we have about 7 minutes to go in this game, and it's looking like a game we might just be seeing some Portillo.
Yeah, it looks like a game that is gone. As the translation of Sapotila says, but hey, it's just surprising and more or less funny as far as it's concerned.
And it's looked like let's see if it's Benin who has just no, they didn't get to go.
I think it was
just
proper,
that was
good
proper defending against the Nigerian team. Yeah, that was what they were celebrating. And it looked like they're interested in wasting more time right now.
Of course, if you're in their shoes, you'll be more interested in wasting time than even getting more goals. Because Nigeria was in the driving seat and they gave it to Benin. You see, that first goal was one of the most terrible goals I've seen in a while. Errors from defenders, honestly. Not anything to write home about.
Not anything to write home about any moment from now. Let's see if the Super Eagle will get an equalizer in this encounter. But hey, a lot will say,
an equalizer won't even do it enough, because
it won't be enough. But we already a draw or a lose. We will continue with the permutation, because we still have a long way to go in this encounter. No, we have not gotten to the half of it. So we'll continue with the permutation to see if the possibility of the Super Eagle to qualify for the World Cup.
So if we lose this game against Benin, I think the first thing tomorrow morning is Finidi should be sacked. That is just it.
But you think the NFF will be ready to sack Finidi? I don't think so.
There's no two ways to it. He should be sacked tomorrow. This shows incompetence. This is what we are saying in this encounter, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of we going local for a manager. These guys are not really up to the task to manage a big brand like the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You can see there's no urgency, there's no tactical input, there's no thinking of how to break this Benin defense. It's just the boys, just playing to share brilliance and waiting for Isha Allow to see what is really going to happen. Maybe there will be a mistake from the Benin defenders in this encounter. So it's looking like a game that is done and dusted already.
Yeah, looking like a game that is done and dusted already. But in football, never say never until the final whistle. But it's not looking so good for the Super Eagle of Nigeria. But a disappointing outing for the Super Eagle. Yeah, one would have expected that Nigeria would just get the necessary victory against Benin Republic. But hey, football is not always like that. But today, Benin Republic just made it 2 wins against the Super Eagle in all time. 16 times they've met. Nigeria won 13 before, and Nigerian drew 2, and Benin won 1. But today they're making it 2 wins against the Super Eagle of Nigeria.
Wasted.
What a game for the Super Eagle.
It's going to be another corner kick, and that is Lukman Ademola was for the second time wasting an header opportunity right there for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He couldn't connect to that very well, and it's Benin who clears their line in this situation. It's going to be a corner kick to the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the 85th minute. The referee, there's no VAR in Africa for now when it comes to Africa qualifiers. So I think they are very much interested in all the controversies that has to come with it. Another chance for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but they couldn't make good use of that as the contact went overhead, and it's going to be a goal kick to Benin. 86 minutes of this encounter, 4 more minutes to go in regulation time, and it's Benin who are accustomed to victory after 2 goals scored by Steve Moni and Joseph Bosu, and Nigeria getting the opener in this encounter by Rafael Oyedika, who got his first goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the 28th minute, but Nigeria conceded in the 37th minute and 48 minutes in this encounter. What a day of football, and this might just be the end to the Super Eagles qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. Probably it's time to start preparing for the 2025 AFCON, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like for instance, now some of the recommendation given to Finidi by the NFF is for him to qualify Nigeria for the World Cup.
That's look like
That's
it's
one of
done.
the, and so that one of those.
If you are losing a game against Benin, for Christ's sake, how do you want to get a victory against South Africa? Right there in South Africa. How do you want to, what tells you are going to get a victory against Rwanda? This is so bad. This is a sackable offense.
Well, this is a sackable offense. But remember,
I'm waiting for his post-match conference.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see what he's going to say.
But also remember that twice now Nigeria won the African
let us
competition
talk about it.
hosted by South Africa.
Because on Friday, after that match, I said something that 39 and 25, they are both failure. When I was saying it, it was as if I don't want to give Finidi a chance. See, Saturday that will be better. You will know from Friday. We are. See, 1 + 1 will always be 2. That's just how it is.
7th minute, and Nigeria are still looking for that equalizer and possibly a victory over Benin. Anything can still happen in a game of football, as the gaffer has rightly said. And yes, Nigeria in possession against Benin in the 89th minute, as we are approaching the 90th minute of this encounter. A chance for Super Eagles, lost possession. Benin coming all out to attack and try to see if they can get their third goal, but they are not interested in pursuing that, and it's throwing to the Super Eagles. Benin defended deep with all their life right now, and it's looking like they'll be leaving this stadium with a 2-1 victory over Nigeria, which is going to be a famous victory for the manager, the former Super Eagles manager, Genetro. And he has a chance for the Super Eagles to find one against Benin in this encounter. 88 minutes, a chance for Nigeria to send a cross into the box there, but that cross is to no avail. Let's see if Nigeria is still Nigeria in possession against Benin. Sends a cross into the box there, and the goalkeeper allows that to sail off wide, and it's going to be a goal kick to Benin in the 88th minute. 2 more minutes to hang on in this encounter, and it's looked like a famous victory for Benin over the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Disappointing performance from Nigeria in this encounter.
Yeah, disappointing performance from. Can we call them the Super Eagles? Because there's nothing super about what they are doing right there in Ivory Coast. Right there. So it's Benin leading 2-1. Congratulations to Benin in advance. Because even getting a draw in this encounter.
Are in order.
So, when you talk about the Super Eagles' way of playing football, there has been no threat.
Here's a chance for Nigeria to actually attack against Benin, but Ademola Lookman lost possession, and here's Benin attacking against Nigeria. Calvin Bassey trying to hold on to that, and yes, he defended very well and got that possession back for Nigeria. It's still Nigeria in possession, comes inward into midfield. Alazan on the ball, comes inward there. A chance for Super Eagles to find himself in the box. Is defended out there, caught out there by Benin. Still Nigeria in possession, sends across. Benin cuts that and falls straight into the hands of Sadiq Ismail. Sadiq Ismail tries a cross and straight into the hands of the Benin goalkeeper. And as we are approaching the 90th minute, and any moment from now we'll be seeing additional time minutes added by the fourth official, allowing with that cross, but that couldn't get into the foot or face or head of a super or body of a Super Eagles. Now the Benin goalkeeper sends that out and tries to attack for Benin. Advantage Super Eagles right now is a throw-in, and Sadiq is not in a is actually in a rush to get that ball out of the out in there. And yes, an Nigeria advantage. Sadiq Benin in possession. Nigeria regain possessions. Semi Ajayi on the ball, sends a long one inwards into the midfield. A chance for Nigeria right here. It's 2 against 1 right now. This might just be a chance for the equalizer. Ademola Lookman on the ball there, and the Benin defender comes all out to defend that, and that chance has gone begging. and it's going to be a corner kick to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 2-1 goal defending work there from the Benin defender. A chance for the Super Eagles to come all out from the corner kick. 90th minute on dot, and we'll be seeing the additional minute added right now. It's 5-minute additional time added by the fourth official, sent into the cross on the Super Eagles, looking for a penalty there, but the referee says no, that is not going to be a penalty, and allows plays to continue. Wabali with the ball as it comes very close to the center cycle, sends it straight up forward, and Super Eagles attacking right now, and is up. Oh, what was that from Sadiq sending it back to the goalkeeper?
Oh my
where you
goodness.
needed to attack. Oh Lord.
You know, how have we seen of Boniface? You know, I think for the past 30 minutes now, he played. Have we seen much of him?
You see,
Do we say Finidi has been justified?
it's
No,
not,
no,
there's
no,
nothing
no.
justifiable.
I just
See,
want
let
you
me
to
tell you,
analyze why.
It
Tell me why.
it is about the direction of the game. When you are starting a game, there's a tactics. Not when you are leading and you just want to defend. Yeah, they just want to defend. Now, all men behind the ball, that's what Benin is playing. So what do you expect Boniface to do? When it was already bad, you are not bringing him in.
Yeah, man, I would have expected more even in the first time if Boniface has started this game, because you look at it, how many chances were created by the Super Eagles in the first half?
See, look at it.
You reeled
When-
that
when-
out.
when-
You read that out. We saw how many chances was created in the first half.
When
It was
we
so
look at it,
disappointing.
you know one thing about Boniface is he knows how to draw back into the middle.
The game
and
against
play with
Lesotho
the
that he
boys.
started, how many drawbacks led to a goal for the Super Eagles?
Against Lesotho,
Yeah.
Boniface started.
He started.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we were there at
Yeah,
that
so
game.
he started.
Okay,
Yeah.
when he started, yes, we played 1-1.
Eh?
But see, there's no Osimhen.
Tremofisu is not a bad striker on this day. That is one thing. He's not a bad striker. on
He's
this
not
day.
a bad striker, yes. But whatever it is we have now, as a name, see, there are some players that like Messi. If they're not playing well, you leave them. Like Boniface is one of the most marketable player in Nigeria is Boniface. If you want to look at it, it is Boniface. When Victor Osimhen left, who were you expecting to start?
Of course, I was expecting Boniface.
That's what we are talking about. And there will be awareness.
But this is a player coming off a long time in.
Did he, has he start after he came
How
back?
many games has he
Okay,
started? How many
has he
games has
started
how many
for?
games has he
It's not about how
started for
many games.
Leverkusen?
How many
Even when
has he
Leverkusen
started or
coming-
not?
Even when Leverkusen got to the final of the Europa League, he didn't start for them. Even when Leverkusen were playing in the semi-final of the Europa League, he didn't start for them. They had to manage him. That is it. You don't just rush a player coming back from.
Has
that
he
injury.
started
See, yeah,
for
man,
Bayern
there are sometimes
Leverkusen
we have to
or
just
not?
leave emotions. When Bayern needed a game against
See, this is
no,
not
no, no,
about
no.
emotion.
when
Don't get me
Bayern, when
wrong.
Bayern Leverkusen,
See, listen.
Boniface can start this game and won't do anything.
Listen,
It's
this
not
is
like it's
see,
not like
and he
it's not
can
like
start
it's-
this game
No,
and do something.
It's not like it's guaranteed that if he starts
What I'm
all the
saying
games
is,
he has started for
wait,
Nigeria
against
and
South
what has he
Africa,
brought into
Nigeria
it?
was playing at home.
Abba,
You want to play on the ground. You are not using crosses. Now, what's the essence of starting on Noachu?
how many times has Boniface got involved
Wait,
since
I'm
coming?
asking it.
You always find an
see,
excuse for them. That is just
listen,
it. They are all
Boniface
the
is a
same.
more playing attacker
Okay.
than Onuachu. And we know the pecking order.
I mean, he has started about 3 games for Nigeria, 2 games if I'm not mistaken, since making his debut for Nigeria. How many times has he scored for Nigeria?
How many times has he not scored? He has scored
How
at
many
least, I
goals?
think, 1 in 3 games.
He has 1 goal for the Super
In
Eagles.
3
and
games.
That goal was against
In 3
Sao Tome.
And in 3 games.
Sao Tome.
In 3, how many
So
games
you
has he
don't-
started?
you don't- that is
See, you
it.
cannot,
You
you
have
cannot
to-
streamline
you
it.
If
See,
it
you
wasn't-
cannot
if it
streamline it
wasn't- I'm
because
coming.
he has not
If it
been
wasn't-
given a playing time. This is not about emotions.
The gaffer.
This is about
football.
realities.
This is football we all watch.
Yeah.
This is football we all watch. If he was starting his club and it's another team, but this player is not really starting his club, and you don't expect the manager is one who is coach who is seeing them in training.
Yeah.
What if he's not fully match fit?
Yes.
What about that?
If
That's,
he's
that's,
not
why,
match
that's why I
fit,
brought that
no,
question.
no,
that-
After
ask
South
them.
Africa game,
I-
he will say it's not match
Do
fit.
you really know if he's fully match fit?
If he's not match fit,
I'm asking a
he will
question.
say it after South
Do
Africa
you really
game
know?
that Boniface is not match fit.
That is
That's
not the
why
way-
he
that
didn't
is-
come
that
up.
You see, there was a
That's not
question.
the
There
way-
was a
that's
question
not
I
the way I
asked. There was a
That's
question
not
I
the- that's
asked
not
you.
the way
There was a
PR
question I
works.
asked. I said, look, during the press conference, Finidi said that outside pressure is different from in-field performance. It's a very big word. Probably he's trying to say he has not performed up to expectation on the field. That was what I was trying to
You've
say.
not seen them in training.
We don't see yourself, we don't see
not
them,
in the
but
training.
it was the one who was saying that because you cannot just come in directly during press conference and say Boniface is not fit. Boniface, you are degrading the player. So he used a tactic to me.
It's not degrading.
Of course, you say
If you say a player is not fit, it's not degrading.
if you say yourself, you say he's not performing very well. You are not
See.
marketing his image.
See, it's not about marketing his
Gaffer
image.
to me.
What is it?
Face is a stopper at Leverkusen.
Well,
If he's not starting the final of Europa League, then there's a reason why Xabi Alonso is not starting that Europa League final. Not even just the final alone, about some 4 or 5 games to the end of the season.
well.
Did
You
he
are
start
coming
the
and
last game
coming
of the
and
season
coming.
or not?
Which of them?
The last game Bayer
And
Leverkusen.
that was a
played.
game that they were not. It wasn't a game that had any impact on the season.
You see, now you are
Yes,
changing
different.
that.
It's
You
not
said
changing.
he didn't
The
start.
last game of
Now
the
I'm
last
asking
game,
a
you
question.
listen to it.
Did he start the last game of the
last
season?
game for Bayer Leverkusen was that what's it called? Was that poker game? Did it start?
No.
So it's not really about you starting a player. What if you should start this game and he gets injured? What is the probability that he's going to get a goal in this game? Everything has been tight-ended for the Super Eagles up front. It's not like he's going to walk everything from the defense of the Super Eagles and get a goal for Nigeria today. Terry Murphy is not a bad player, so we don't have to make him look like he's a bad player. Whatever Terry Murphy offered in the first half is still the same thing, almost the same thing Boniface is still going to offer
You
in the
can't
first
say
half.
that
So you have to
for
fault-
a start.
you have to
It is not a
You know what I mean?
certainty.
He's not a certainty that Boniface will start this game. and he's
Yes,
So
but
don't make it
when you
look
look at it,
no, don't make it
look
look
at
like
okay.
he's going
Let's
to
start
and
with
get a
South
goal.
Africa.
Don't make it look like.
Let's
he's
start
going
with
to get
South
a goal.
Africa.
I
You
beg.
want to play on
It's
the
full time
ground.
in that game. It's Benin who has just gotten a famous victory over the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Full time right there in Cote d'Ivoire. Benin 2, Nigeria 1.
Wow, what a game. Congratulations to the Benians. Congratulations to the cheater of Benin. You know, they just ran faster than the Eagle. You know, the Eagle could not use their claw against the cheaters. Well, what a day for the Super Eagle. And a lot of talkings, a lot of, what are you expecting? What do you might? You know, I know, you really wish the Super Eagle well. And when you bring in positive criticism, it is welcome. Hello, hold on. When you bring positive criticism, it is welcome. We are not happy with, all of us, we are not happy with what the Super Eagles played so far. But this is the result, and it's not a good result for everybody. It's not a good result for everybody. So far, so good. We have seen the result. It has ended. So what are your analysis before we go?
Congratulations to Benin first. And when you look at it, it's a game that Benin is the better side. Benin is the better side. It's very clear. Even against South Africa was the better side. When you talk about efficiency and chances created, we all agree that in that first half, if South Africa was very clinical, they would have been at least 3 goals up in the first half. These things are clear. Lesotho, Nigeria had to fight back.
So
See,
congratulations to General Roth.
See, let me tell you, I don't blame Finidi. I blame NFF that has been playing with the heart of Nigerians from that for bringing a specialist in failure, because Pesero failed successfully in Venezuela. Now going into the Nations Cup, you see, tournament is different from qualifiers. Now tournament that Nigeria was progressing with how many people that died, with which playing pattern. Who did we face along the way? See, this is just a reality check. If you are not playing well, you are getting the result. It's just a matter of time. Reality will catch up with you. Look at it. I think this is 4th game. Abi, if I'm not mistaken, 4th game in a group that's Lesotho, Zimbabwe,
Rwanda,
Benin, and South Africa, and Nigeria has no victory.
And
you're telling me that no.
Shagu, your final take on this.
Really, really disappointing game from the Super Eagles. You expect them to get a victory, a game of this magnitude. You look at that group and you look at it that this is the easiest group in the whole of this FIFA World Cup in Africa, and you expect Nigeria to get a victory. And you look at it, 3 draws and 1 loss against Benin, losing against Benin Republic. It's not something. It's a sackable offense to me. And let's just see what our NFF will come in. I think Finidi George will be up for the taking. He will take a lot of bashes from the social media, from Super Eagles of Nigerian fans. Disappointing result from them. Let's just hope for the better. But it's looking like the World Cup qualifier is done and dusted for Nigeria. There's no way we are going to the 2026 World Cup anymore.
Wow, we can hear that from Shagu. There's no way we are going to the World Cup. Well, hey, It is not over yet. We still have 6 matches to play in this encounter. So let's not just 6 matches here.
Oh, okay.
You have 6 matches because 10 matches we just played. This is the 4th one, and we still have 6 matches to play. They can still grab all the winnings here. But hey, what do you think? With the remaining 6 matches, we have seen what Finidi can offer. But do you think he can do better in the subsequent matches with what you have seen so far? So in the first match, second match, and the third, do you think he can do any better? Or do you think somebody cannot give what he don't have?
See, as it stands right now, I don't know what to expect. It's just as if honestly, I don't blame Finidi. Honestly, it's not the fault of Finidi because it's a very cruel situation to bring in a manager to come and take over. It's very risky. It's 50-50. I blame NFF. Not just this leadership from Amaju Pinnick. The words I have in mind, I can't use it on air. Because if you want to bring a manager, bring at least a good manager. Now, people will say, Pesero took them to the AFCON final. If you really understand football, you will know that that's a recipe for disaster. You score one, you now defend.
But which one is better than for you to score one and get maximum 3 points?
What did Pesero do against Lesotho? Oh yeah, what did he do?
You know
against
that
competition situation
no.
are different.
No,
this is qualifier. Okay, between Lesotho and Zimbabwe.
Would we say along the line, gradually Pesero started understanding the Super Eagle and he started coming up with a winning mentality, though defensive minded.
No. But against Equatorial Guinea, what did they do? Winning mentality.
In the AFCON.
How did they get many of those goals? Defensive error.
But it was a victory. A victory is a victory.
You see, that is at all mentality. At all mentality. If you want to win well. Play football. Look at Benin is more organized. See, we should go and apologize to Ganero. You can't sack a better coach than Pesero. You can't sack a Ganero and go and bring Pesero. Nigerians should apologize to Ganero. And you can never compare Finidi with Ganero. They are not in the same WhatsApp group.
But they are playing the
see, these things are very clear to see. If you want to do things, go for a better one. At least.
All right, Shegu, we have seen the end of the game. We have seen the victory. And the remaining 6 matches, what was the way forward? Do you think it is right?
I don't see any way for
Nigeria. No. Like, do we continue with Finidi just to manage him to the end, or would there be an emergency situation to cover up?
There needs to be an emergency situation. I think the next qualifiers will be coming later this year or early next year. So to salvage that situation, I don't think Finidi George has done enough to be the Super Eagles manager. This is disappointing. Tactically, incapacitated. This is not what you expected from a manager, of his brilliance. I'm so embarrassed that this is a manager I've really, really had high hope on and coming in with this performance. After going down 2-1 against Benin Republic, there was no response from him. It reminds me of just the typical things we see in the Nigerian Professional Football League, whereby the away team just start losing against the home team and there's no response, there's no tactical input from the manager. That's what we've seen in this game. The difference in tactical brilliance is what we've seen. Gareth Rowe came into this game needing a draw, and unfortunately for him, he got a lead against Nigeria going into the 9 members of the first half. We talked about it here. Now, if there's a manager that knows how to defend his lead or a draw, it has to be Gareth Rowe, and he did the needful. Coming into the second half, for the second 45 minutes, shocked everywhere, shocked the Super Eagles out of the game and kept them out of office, and they couldn't get anything meaningful in that second half. How many shots on target do we see in the second half? This is so disappointing. Looking at the caliber of players we started in this game, or the caliber of players that played in this game, are you telling me that if there's no Victor Osimhen, it's going to be hard for the Super Eagles to get a goal? They need to come all out. Tactical brilliance is what really matters in football. How you just get out of that tight hole to get those needed goals against this low block teams is very much important, and it just shows about the players, just coming out here to play what we call monkey post right here in Nigeria. Just those sets, those kind of set football. When you buy it, it's not about tactical brilliance. Just a disappointing game, no doubt.
All right. I'm coming.
When you
Before
look at it,
before you answer, let me just answer the last question so that we can
the
close.
game management. Nigeria was leading 1-0. What did the coach do? And you know that Nigeria need this 3 point too. And you are looking at the 3 point and you didn't see anything. You felt they will just keep dominating. You don't feel in football.
You have to be realistic. Well, the last question before we go. Do we say most of you are the analyst of a Premier Sport? You actually analyze during when we were talking about when NFF was actually looking for a coach. Your final take on coach was Amonike. Your final take on coach was Amonike. Do you say it has been justified today?
It has to be justified because look at it. What has Finidi brought? This is a show that, when you're supposed to act and you are not acting, that means there is a gap. And that gap is knowledge. Either by learning or by experience. That's why we keep talking about experience. Amunike has been through this route. You know that when you are leading at that point, you should send an information to your players to be defensively cautious. At least end the first half with that lead. What is the first goal that they considered? Defensive error. Ndidi was flat-footed. It was obvious from the South Africa game that Ndidi was not good in that number 4. You keep starting him because of knee. Towards the end of the game, when all has almost got destroyed now, you now remember you have a Boniface and another player, Alazan, who can play in the middle. You need to be realistic with what you see per time on the field of play.
My own is we have to just rest on this Amunike issue. Amunike, Sia, any local coach, Fidelis Ilechuku, bring in Olariwaju Dada of Eyiba, bring in any local
there are
manager.
local coaches that can.
Is he not local coach that won AFCON for Nigeria?
That was Stephen Keshi. You have to look at football today is different from there. Even Jose Mourinho is not on the same level with the modern football, and he's fast outdated. And you see the new managers and you see the old managers, how much they are getting outdated in football. So if you are not updating yourself, these are what you get. Tactical brilliance, Finidi was beaten in this game. I want the last time you are as good as the last game. So when I look at Amunike last game, there's no difference from what I'm seeing with Finidi George. So when it comes to local coach, I don't think I'm in support of any local coach. The Super Eagles right now, I think the work is beyond having any local coach as a manager.
All right. We're having some messages from our Facebook page here, and from Bero Sama. He said that Nigerian see where we dey today. He still say Nigerian they go. Yeah. Okay. He said Nigerian see where today. Yes, that's what he's saying. Then he say Nigerian they go. See. Beru say Benin is the champions. Say, my name is Kolade. I am Benin from Cotonou. Yeah, congratulations to the Benians, the cheater of Benin for defeating Nigeria.
You just have to give them that congratulations. It's not really about we talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What about Benin, who actually played a good game of football against the Super Eagles and get a victory against them? That is how you balance objectivity when you are reporting a game. It's about not really about where your emotions or where your what's it called, where your interest actually lies. You have to give to Benin. They played fantastic football against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Did in it full and got a victory and got the results they actually deserve against Nigeria. This is a way they can push themselves. Togo qualified for the World Cup in 2006, and who says Benin can't qualify for the next World Cup also?
And no wonder the Benin has a boasting right now. They are boasting, and sometimes it happens in football. The smaller countries win the big one, and they begin to boast. They deserve to boast and deserve to say everything in the world. Congratulations to the Benians. Well, that is how far we can go for today. Tomorrow, the Group C World Cup qualifier continue with a match between Lesotho versus Rwanda, South Africa versus Zimbabwe. That one will be playing tomorrow. So definitely the table will change tomorrow. But so far, so good. It is Benin who is sitting top on the table with 7 points. Well, Lesotho 5 points. And South Africa and Rwanda still remain 4 points. where Zimbabwe remain 2 points. That is the bottom the bottom of the table. Nigeria still remain fifth on the table. Well, that is so far so good. Where for now we'll be going, and we hope to come back again. When is our next show?
All right, that's to be Stock Sports on Friday.
Yeah.
And Euros 2024, which is starting. Probably we'll have a time or the chance to see brilliant football.
Yeah.
Whereby our emotions or interests are not tied. So we'll just have to talk football the way it is.
All right. Euro is on the play right now. So weekend, a lot of feature will be coming in. And remember, our Friday Talk Sports show will be coming up by 7. Just stay tuned for us, and we'll be here by 7 o'clock to analyze. Then we'll be more comfortable to analyze most of this happenings here. And by then, we would have had what Finidi have to say, and would have had what Kenneth Raw have to say about this encounter. And we would have seen the result between Lesotho, Rwanda. I would have seen the result between South Africa and Zimbabwe. And we'll be able to talk more on TalkSport on Friday. For now, it's bye from us, and see you on Friday when we come again. Versus Zurich. A win for both.